Hey, what's up, everybody? So I want to give my prediction on who I think the wide receivers are going to be that will make this final 53-man roster for the Green Bay Packers. But first off, I actually wrote an article today, which I typically don't write things. I typically just make videos, as many of you guys know. I figured, though, I'd switch it up this morning. I was thinking, should I just write something? So I wrote an entire article on the Packers, and if you would like to check it out, I'll leave the link at the top of the description of this video. So feel free to go read it if you enjoy it. Feel free to share it with a friend. And feel free to subscribe to the little newsletter that gives you an option after you read the article to subscribe if you would like to see more, which maybe I'll do more. Let me know if you guys enjoy it. But now moving on to the topic of this video, and that is the wide receivers here in Green Bay. So first off, what I want to do is look at the past 4 years and how many wide receivers the Packers have kept on the initial 53-man roster to start off. So that way it gives us an idea of how many wide receivers the Packers could keep this year. So looking at 2021, the Packers kept 6 wide receivers. 2020, 5 wide receivers. 2019, 6 wide receivers. And 2018, 8 wide receivers. So that's a pretty big range from 5 in 2020 to 8 in 2018. So when we look at these players here, my prediction is that the Packers will keep 7 this year, a little bit on the higher end, just because with Devontae gone, with Marquez Valdes-Scantling gone, having lots of young wide receivers and lots of guys who are new here in Green Bay, I think that, at least to start off, keeping 7 on this roster gives us that ability to switch lots of guys in and out, see who's playing well, see who's not playing well, and gives us just some more options here with the newness of the people here at wide receiver. So first off, Allen Lazard. No doubt he makes this roster, and he has a huge opportunity this year to solidify himself as the number 1 wide receiver here in Green Bay. And in a video in the past couple weeks, I described just how efficient he's been as a wide receiver. Maybe like a top 10, top 15 wide receiver in the NFL when he's been targeted. So with all the targets that Davante Adams had the past couple of seasons, lots of those should be going to Lazard. So I think he's going to have a pretty solid year, being Aaron Rodgers' most likely number 1 option. We have Randall Cobb, definitely going to make the roster. Traded for last offseason. Him and Rodgers have a great connection. Hopefully he can stay healthy, because last year, of course, Randall Cobb went down with an injury, missed 5 or 6 games. But if Cobb can stay healthy, I think he's going to get a lot of those targets as well. And then we have Amari Rodgers, who is now coming into his 2nd season here in Green Bay. Year 1 didn't really do too much, didn't have a lot of opportunity because Randall Cobb did come in and start and play a majority of the slot snaps, lots of the slot snaps. Amari Rodgers did get some opportunity when it came to special teams. But I think now coming into his 2nd year, he lost some weight. He's in better shape. I think that the Packers and Brian Gutekunst are going to give him an opportunity to see what he can do this next season, because he was a 3rd-round draft pick. We heard Brian Gutekunst in the past couple of days praise Amari Rodgers and say that he believes that they're hopeful in what Amari Rodgers can become. So I think the Packers will sort of give him that ability, because it's only year 2 for him. It's not like he's been here for 3 or 4 years. So I think Amari Rodgers also makes the roster. Now we have the highlight of training camp so far, and that is Romeo Doubs, 4th-round draft pick from Nevada. And no doubt Romeo Doubs is going to make this roster. He's been looking as maybe the best wide receiver here in Green Bay. And so I think we're going to see him here definitely on this roster. Christian Watson. Unfortunate for Christian that he's been dealing with that knee injury, had a little surgery. And the question is, how long is he going to be out? We don't know. Hopefully, what was that? Hopefully he is able to start the season healthy. If not, he could start on the PUP list, which would mean he would miss the first 4 games. If that were to be the case, the Packers would have another slot open if they wanted to keep more wide receivers. But if Christian Watson is healthy, no doubt he also makes the roster. Then we have a couple of players where it's sort of debatable. The Packers could keep 6, could keep 5, could keep 7, but I feel like 6 or 7 makes sense, and my prediction is 7. So I've stated 5 so far. So these are the final 2 I think will make the roster. We have Sammy Watkins as well as Juwann Winfree. So Sammy Watkins added this offseason to a pretty cheap deal, 1-year deal, up to about $4 million in incentives. He's had a very injury-ridden career, hasn't been as great as he was his first 2 years, but I think there's this hope that maybe he can revive his career here in Green Bay, and I think it was a great low-risk, high-reward signing for Sammy Watkins. He hasn't showed that much in training camp. There hasn't been that much talk about Sammy Watkins and how he's looked, but I still think because he is a veteran, their Packers will allow him to stay on this roster and sort of see if him and Aaron Rodgers can sort of build that connection. Then we have Juwann Winfree, who is now coming into his 3rd season here in Green Bay. Last training camp, he was looking really, really good. Unfortunately for him, he went down with an injury. But I think now coming into his 3rd season, he's made some nice plays in training camp. Aaron Rodgers praised him the other day. Aaron Rodgers said, I will say between 88 and 87, there's been a lot of positive things that makes you feel good about the depth that we could have in that room, Rodgers said Tuesday. So when Aaron Rodgers is praising you, you're doing something right. So I think that Juwann Winfree will be the final wide receiver to make the roster. So I think there will be 7, a little more than usual, but we did have 8 in 1 year, so it's not a crazy idea. But I will be curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know your 7 wide receivers, 6, 5, however many you think the Packers will keep. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you guys do want to go read my article I wrote, I will leave it linked in the description down below. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it, if you guys want me to write more, because maybe I will. I sort of enjoyed it. It was a nice little switch up. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys next time.